Today is Tuesday, September the 23rd.
I'm Bruce Turner in the Florida Space Coast, Melbourne.
I'm Jeff Zayas, and I'm not running with scissors. In Napa, California.
I'm Robert Taylor in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Hey, I'm Duke Carico, and I'm not very prepared. Hey guys, on tonight's Android Journal, we're going to cover Android L and Nexus Rumors, what we've heard, Android L and device encryption. Hey, and now starting today, you could possibly run any Android app right from your Chromebook. All this more and our apps. Hey panel, welcome to episode 74.
Creeping up there.
It is creeping up there.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that we've been at this 2 years now, and we've done 74 episodes talking about our favorite mobile operating system, Android. Yeah, man.
And a couple less favorites.
Yeah, we've been talking about Chrome OS too, right?
Well, yeah, every now and then we'll talk about those old devices.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Yeah. Hey, guys, we've had a lot of rumors here lately. A lot has been happening, leading up to fall, and fall's leading up to the holiday season. We had the IFA or IFA out of Germany. A lot of cool announcements came out of there, especially from Samsung. We've talked about this Android Wear stuff to death. We're all sick of it. And, then the devices hit, and that gave us something to compare to. But now we got those rumors coming out about the next version of Android. And so, guys, it's looking very much like, just like last year, right around Halloween, the Android L will start pushing out. At least that's the rumor. November 1, everybody's going to be getting them. We are expecting 2 new Nexus devices. Within these rumors, Motorola will be introducing the next Nexus phone, and HTC will be unveiling the next Nexus tablet. So, I'll tell you what, man. Bruce, I'm going to start with you on this one, buddy.
Okay.
You getting excited for Android L?
Yeah, and I heard that they went vegan at the Google campus, and so it's really going to be, this is going to be lima bean. It's not going to be lemon pie. It's going to be lima bean.
Maybe it could be lettuce. Now, it could be lettuce.
Yeah. I tell you, I have enjoyed seeing the gradual rollout of more material design on some of these new versions of some of the Android apps that have come out. And I like that. When I think about Android L, one of the first things that comes through my mind as an AT&T Note 2 owner is, will I ever see Android L? I don't know. I mean, I'm on 4.4.3. I would like to be able to think that, that I would be available to get Android L. But I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I liked what they showed off at the at I/O, and so yeah, bring it on. I'd be glad to take it for a whirl. But I do like the material design functionality that I've seen already in some of the new versions of some of the Google apps.
Go ahead, Robert.
I was just going to ask, are you worried because your Note 2 is now 2 versions behind that? Maybe Samsung, AT&T are going to say, nah, we're not going to put L on that device?
L if I know.
L if I knew that was coming.
No, you know what? I tell you, I just flying today with my Galaxy Note 2, and I'm carrying it naked, so everybody can see that it's still a nice looking device. I would like to have Android L on it, but I wouldn't let my ability to get Android L dictate and move me prematurely to another device until I'm good and ready.
And there's always going to be that option of rooting your phone and getting CyanogenMod's latest version of it. So
Right.
which might be the only recourse for me. So.
Mhm.
So, hey, Jeff, now that you're out of contract, you've
I'm
talked
out of
about maybe
contact.
upgrading. Is there anything out there right now with
Well,
Android L in the short future that might tickle your fancy?
I'm still, if my fancy can be tickled by an L3, what is it, G3, right? The G3. I'm going to say L3 again, you can kill me. But yeah, I think that would be kind of interesting for me. I think that would be more kind of where I would go right now. I don't know if I'd get like the Note 4 or anything like that. I don't really need to have the pen and multiple windows up. I'm more of about the camera than I am about anything else, and it's the speed of the processor, and how quickly, how if it can survive a couple days of not plugging it in under high use or something like that, because that's where I'm going with this stuff, anyways. So that would be kind of where I'm looking at. That would be my premier choice, because I know the G3 has that laser focusing device, and I'm not too sure if it does slow-mo. That's the one thing about the iPhone 6 or whatever that really I find kind of appealing, is that really, whatever it is, 120 frames per second or whatever, maybe even 240 per second. I think that's pretty cool. So something like that would be very nice. I don't know if you can achieve that using a different camera app on a newer phone, but we'll see.
So, the Moto X it's gotten a whole lot of accolades. The Verge said it might be the best Android phone ever. So, between the X and the G3, you still think you'd lean towards that G3? I know it's going to have it on battery life.
Yeah, and the G3 for me, and for battery life, and that that camera that's supposed to be focuses really, really quick. So that would be my choice right now. But as everyone knows here, I am definitely a buy and hold kind of guy. So I'm still holding on to this unless let it go, let it go. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Cheap, frugal.
Hey, Robert. You got a couple of Nexus tablets. You got the 2012 and the 2013.
Yeah.
I look at this Nexus 9 and the rumors around it, and 8.9-inch display. All indications are this is going to be a very high-end device with high-end hardware, and I think what that ultimately spells is a very expensive 9-inch tablet. Probably sitting around the iPad Mini and above range. Do you think that high-end hardware, Nexus devices, they're known to be pretty high-end, but they've been known to be affordable. And I at least think that this Nexus tablet is not going to be an affordable tablet like we expect a lot of Nexus devices. Now, before I shut up and let you talk, there is an exception to that, and that is the Nexus 10 tablet that Jeff happens to own. That was a fairly expensive device, and it was really a nice device, but it never sold a lot either. So I just would like to get your thoughts around. There you go, Jeff. Absolutely. I would like to get your thoughts around what you think it's going to look like when Google offers this could be actually a $400 Android tablet. What's your take on that?
I think that's a mistake. I think it's a mistake because of Chromebooks. Each piece has its part. Tablets have their place, Chromebooks have their place, laptops and desktops have their place. No one device can do everything perfectly. You can't lug your desktop on an airplane. Tablets are media consumption devices. We're seeing, the $200 to $300 Chromebooks are doing extremely well, and now may potentially be getting Android apps here shortly. Why are you going to take a tablet and price it at $400? It seems contradictory in light of what Chromebooks can do. For me personally, both of my tablets are quick grab devices and do a few things, maybe watch a movie for the kids while they're in the car, lightweight travel companion for email. If I need something more than that, I'm going to use my Chromebook. But the determining factor on whether Chromebook or tablet is probably going to be price. And you're going to take a tablet which has a little bit more limited functionality and make it more expensive than the device that we've come to love, the Chromebook. It just doesn't quite make sense to me. Tablets are on their downstroke. So coming out with an expensive tablet just doesn't seem to really make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, especially when you consider Amazon and their new some of their new offerings as well. When you get on a plane, I mean, I see people that are reading Kindle books on an iPad. A lady to the right of me had a full-size second-generation iPad. The guy to the left of me had an iPad Mini. And I was enjoying reading one of my Kindle books on my Note 2. But when you see Kindle coming out with new Kindle readers and new Fire tablets, they're going to have to be careful how high price they make this Nexus 9.
Okay, I wasn't going to go there, but you took me there, Bruce. In the Tech and Coffee community today, I posted a question. I pinned it to the top of the community. Amazon did. They just unveiled new Kindle readers, and they also unveiled 3 new Kindle Media tablets. These things aren't priced bad, and they're spec'd really nice, but they're forked Android. And while I think Amazon probably is selling more tablets than Google is, I'm not real sure that they have a wide appeal to a lot of people when people compare them to Apple and general Android tablets. Would you agree with that?
Tablets, they're media consumption devices. The way Robert described me, I'm thinking about on a plane, and obviously it would take a little more space on my tray table to open up my Chromebook, even though it's an 11.6 inch, than it would if I had a 9-inch tablet or something else like that. But I think people are being more economical in their decisions on things. It's one of the things I think that makes the Chromebook so popular. So again, if all I'm going to be doing is watching a movie and reading a book or playing a game, and not everybody's a gamer, I don't have to have all the horsepower of an iPad or some other device. It really depends on what you're going to use it for. I am really sold on the Chromebook, and the Chromebook Note combination is still working really good for me.
Yeah, I hear you. I just want to say I don't think that people feel the need to upgrade their tablets as often as they do their phones. Would you not agree with that, Robert?
Absolutely. To me, there's nothing about a 9-inch tablet that really intrigues me on the surface. The 7-inch factor works well for what I'm doing with it. Mm-hmm. The kids play games on it, they watch movies on it, I do a little email checking, it's my car navigation if I'm going someplace that I'm not familiar. It works well. I don't need a bigger tablet for that. I certainly don't need a bigger tablet with more horsepower to do that. If I need more horsepower to do something, I'm going to step up to a Chromebook or a laptop. And so again, I'm confused by the decision to go this route. I'm just not sold on it, and if it's priced high, it's just not going to do well. It's going to be another Nexus 10.
Yeah, the only thing I wish that Google would do to breathe life into these, give them more of a purpose, is to put Google TV on the tablet. So you don't need a secondary device and automatically use it to Chromecast. You know, that would breathe a lot of life into the product. And they're just not doing that. And I don't know why they aren't, but I wish they would, because that would help dramatically.
Okay, George Doster said here, I was seriously looking at the Kindles. My issue with them is the Amazon overlay of the Fire OS. Now that I can watch Prime videos on my first gen Nexus 7, I have no need to a Kindle. Would Jeff buy a Kindle and keep it?
Jeff would not buy a Kindle and keep it. No, I wouldn't. No. Now, if someone gave me a Kindle, I might keep it. That would be a different story.
I will say. Let me just make one other comment about the tablet, so that I'm not really seen as anti-tablet. And I know that Jeff and Duke are all musicians, and we've play off charts and things like that. And I was doing a gig out of town here a while back, and I left one of the songs home. I printed out all the other charts except for one. And one of the guys said, "Here, you can use my iPad." And he brought up Planning Center, and there it was, you know, nice retina display of the chart that I left at home. And we just adjusted it so that it wouldn't go dark on me during the song, you know, so it would stay up. That was pretty nice. I think I might enjoy using that on a music stand. It's nice and bright. It's easy to see. If the house lights, you know what happens, they change the lights and everything. All of a sudden you can't see your chart and everything. That would be, I would almost buy a tablet for that exclusive use.
And that's where that the iPad and the tablet shines, actually. You know,
Right.
That is where it really does shine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll tell you what's the truth. I'm a little bit embarrassed here that we call ourselves an Android show, and it sounds like we're throwing all this love to the iPad. I'm gonna throw a little bit more. Hey guys, yesterday I took the iOS 8 update on my iPad 2. That's 4 years old. Okay? Guess what Google said they're not supporting anymore with effective Android L? The Nexus 7 2012 version. Okay? It's 2 years old. Google's not going to push out Android L to it, but Apple threw iOS 8 to my iPad that's 4 years old. Hey, come on, Google. Where you at, man?
Probably said, I didn't sell enough. You know, just to briefly talk about one thing. I don't know if you guys saw the Wave charging on the microwave to charge your iPhone on the stream at all, where it's actually a hoax where it looks like it comes out with it's part of iOS 8, and that you can put your phone in the microwave.
Oh, God.
No, this is true. And then you set it, you know, and then it'll automatically charge it up, you know, for like 3 minutes and totally charge it up. And I can't believe people are actually, you know, believing this thing, right? And some people have put their phones into the, you know, microwave.
Do not put your phone in the microwave, people. Do not.
And it looks like it's from Apple. It's part of the iOS 8. That, you know, it's funny, actually. It's a hoax, though. Anyways, I just tossed that out there.
Good.
Don't do that.
Hey,
There's no wave technology.
Let's talk a little bit more about Android L. You know, we learned just a little bit about this at Google I/O back in June, but basically Google is getting a little bit more serious about encryption, and the encryption that we're talking about is going to be driven by the device. It's not going to be some Google Cloud feature, okay? And you know, the obvious advantages to this. You know, first of all, it's gonna be enabled by default, and that should make our devices a little bit safer from hacks, but better for Google, because if the NSA wants to see what's on our phone, Google can't provide the key to them. They're going to have our device in hand to look at it. So, hey, Robert, you're probably a little bit more up on security across the internet than I am. So, I'm going to let you speak to this just a little bit.
Well, I think this is a really good thing. I think, number one, with all of the hacks that have occurred recently with the nude celebrity photos, that types of thing, I know it's a little bit different, but anything that increases security of your device or your account is a good thing. The important thing to note here is that by default, the encryption is turned on. Okay? Mm-hmm. So whether you think to do it or plan to do it, it's by default turned on. And that means that if somebody gets a hold of your device, they cannot get to the data, your pictures, your contacts, your whatever, just randomly through some hacking to bypass, screen lock codes and such. So that's a good thing. That's a very good thing, that it protects the owner of the device and the data that they keep. Beyond that, what else does somebody need to do? Well, of course, we've got where we can remote wipe the device, and take that off. That's very important too. If you haven't activated that particular feature on your Android devices, shame on you, because certainly, forget thief, but let's just say it gets lost. I have lost one phone in my life. I was able to recover it quickly. Thank you. Somebody turned it in. I lost it in a movie theater. I sat down, watched a movie, got up and walked out, and the phone was in my pocket, slipped out of my pocket, and somebody found it, fortunately for me, and turned it back in. But, if you have information that's sensitive that you don't want to get out, if somebody happens to get their hands on your device, this is a great way to do it.
Yeah, you're talking about Android Device Manager, and, it's got the remote wipe functionality. It's also got a way to where you can ring your device and find it, which, by the way, I couldn't find my tablet here a couple of months back, and actually came over here to the computer, pulled it up, logged in, hit ring, and it asked me what I wanted to ring, and sure enough, I found it. Yeah. So it even works on a tablet. Very good.
One quick thing, don't you think that this was a quick response to Apple, Tim Cook, and his security letter that came out?
I don't think it was a quick response at all. Okay, I think, and you can call it a response, but I don't think that this just happened because of what Apple might have said last week.
I think they might have, made that, and they might have said, yeah, we can make this default on instead of default off pretty quickly, and do that, and they probably made that decision. I don't know if they already had that decision made, but if they did, they probably said it's pretty easily to enable. Let's go ahead and do that. So opt-in versus opt-out instead of opt-in. So who knows?
George Dosser's asking, what do you think of NFC security on your tablet phone? I see many more NFC readers in stores and ATM machines. And George, I saw the picture that you posted at the ATM that had the Apple Pay logo. I'll tell you what's the truth. Jeff, why don't you take George's question here? What do you think of NFC security on your tablet phone?
I think it's, I think Apple is actually making some huge inroads on it, more than Google ever did. It seems, and that might be the default now. And now we'll see what happens with which one they use.
Why is that? And every
I can't hear you. You're breaking up a little bit.
And Google Wallet seem to flounder. Why is that?
I think Apple has stronger ties and not going it alone, and they did it in a different approach. Instead of making it and then talking to people, they probably talked to people and then made it. And they develop those relationships. And guess what? Regrettably, the iOS is the dominant operating system out there for a lot of people, and a lot of payment, and a lot of and Apple seems to have a little better handle on the security aspect. I hate to say, even though they had the hacking of the photos.
I'm not sure I'm going to agree with that. I got to take exception to that. Number one, iOS is not the dominant operating system on the planet. Android is far and away the dominant mobile operating system. However, as a unified manufacturer, they are the biggest, one of the biggest players. Now, the procedure of how they implemented Apple Pay, okay, I think it really came down to enough users said, we know that there's going to be some type of electronic payment system, and Apple's response to that is we're not going to be left in the dust on this particular thing. That's why NFC is now in an Apple device. Google Wallet, if you've never used it, it is the most fantastic way to handle payments. It works well. Hold your phone up, bing, put in your passcode, it's done. It's secure, it's safe. Nobody can get a hold of my device, encrypted or not, and just randomly go and start paying for stuff. Still have to have my PIN in Google Wallet. So that's the same thing that Apple is offering. There's no difference, with the exception of you can enable thumbprint or fingerprint reading in the Apple device. So that is their one leap up at this point, but you can bet that if other devices come out with fingerprint readers, then you will have that functionality too.
Don't they have that? The Apple have the secure area with embedded in the chip, in their chip, that is, encrypted itself, so that secure data, PIN, a token, identity is not, it's stored directly on the chip, right? Isn't that different than how Google's doing it? I would believe.
It rotates every time. It changes every transaction.
The token changes, but not the biometrics of your security, your secure code or whatever. That's embedded on the chip. I thought.
Yes.
On Apple Pay, right? On the iOS, right?
I don't think that Apple doesn't have it even.
I don't know about that. I thought that was part of iOS 8.
I think, and Jeff, I think that what it is you've got a perceived security problem on Android, and if it's perceived, Google needs to deal with it. But the issue is not necessarily with Google being unsecure through Google Play services. It's because Google allows a way for third-party applications to be installed on Android devices, and this opens itself up to all kinds of security issues. Okay, right. And why does Google do that? Well, they're trying to walk this line between open source software and supporting these other services versus being totally locked down and being the walled garden like Apple is. And I don't think there's any good answer from anyone as to how it should be, because you've got advantages and disadvantages depending on which way you swing on the fence.
Yeah, but you got to admit that perception is part of security, right? And Apple, even though they had the little break-in, they're perceived as being a safer environment.
Well, here's the deal. The break-in. The break-in is a perceived security breach on an Apple device. Chances are, those photos they were hacked on those individual accounts using a password. Okay, and it's not that Google's cloud service, not Google, but Apple's cloud service is is insecure. That's not the issue. It's
Right.
perceived that that's the issue. Okay, and,
No.
and Apple needs to deal with that.
I think they dealt with it pretty good actually. So.
But listen, here is what I've got to say. You know, we've given Apple a lot of praise on this show tonight. This is very uncharacteristic of us. We're not Apple haters, but we've been praising them. But now I'm going to insult Apple users, if I may. Okay? Here is an Apple user. Isn't it great that I can get all these celebrity nude photos on the internet? And how dare Apple put YouTube music in my account? Apple has hacked me to give me this music on my account that I didn't ask for. It's great that I can get hacked photos of my favorite celebrities, but how dare Apple hack my account and give me free music from YouTube? Hey, George Dosher says, Google Wallet shows me transactions as they happen when using the card as well as when using my tablet. So if a rogue transaction happens, I can see it as it happens. Absolutely, George. It's I don't want to say it's automatic, but it's near time that you see that transaction show up within seconds of after it happens. Absolutely. All right, guys, we want to talk anything more?
I think we lost Duke for a second there. Is everyone else on?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
And I'm here.
Hey, he's back.
Hey, where'd that happen? Where'd that come from?
I don't know.
Never badmouth Apple.
Don't do it.
I wasn't bad-mouthing Apple. I was bad-mouthing Apple users.
Yep.
Hey, all right, man. Anything else we want to say on Android L, device encryption? All right, man. I'm moving on. Hey, this is going to be my favorite topic this evening, guys. And we've mentioned Chromebooks several times, but effective this week, you might be able to run your favorite Android app on your Chromebook. I know I played around with this feature just a little bit, and I'm going to say I heard about it, went and grabbed the Skype APK, installed it, had it up and running in no time flat. It worked great. Shut down the laptop, went to access it again. It doesn't even show up on my list of extensions anymore. And I really haven't had a good chance to play with it. Bruce, I know you've played with it a little bit there. What has been your experiences so far, man?
Well, I mean, one of the reasons a lot of us who own Chromebooks went the Cruton dual boot route with Ubuntu Linux is so that we could run a program like Skype, which is not available on Chrome OS yet. So the opportunity to to stay a pure Chrome OS on your Chromebook and be able to run Skype was an intriguing thing. So yeah, I tried it. I actually tested it. I did a call with Mike Phillips. You know who Mike Phillips is. He's a really good audio guy, and it seemed to work pretty good. There were a couple little glitches. His reception of what I was sending, both video and audio, was actually better when he did not send his video. So it's kind of interesting. So it's not ready for prime time yet. But what really excites me, and I think excites you, is what we're going to see happen over the next 3 to 6 months in this arena of being able to run Android apps like the ones Google released. The ones they released, they work perfectly fine. And there are people out there that are compiling these things. I would really love, and I'm not going to go ahead and do it myself. And Jeff, you can speak to this because you actually made your own packages. I would love it. In fact, Jeff, you ought to make me a Zoom package for the Zoom Android app.
Yeah.
I would love to try that or have you test that, because Zoom is an incredible platform that I use every week, multiple times a week for my work and for some groups that I do. So I'm really excited about what's going to come.
I like Brother Bruce said, I tried making my own apps. It's pretty simple to do, but I don't know what I am actually doing. So that makes it a little more difficult. So on the Windows side, you can download. I think the Mashable had or Lifehacker had the how you can do it, and you download. Node.js from on your Windows machine, you install it, and then you move over whatever APK that you want to create, the JSON image in the manifest, and you type in a command like Chrome OS -APK and then the name of the APK you want, and basically it's supposed to go out and create it, which it did. That actually worked. But my problem is, I have my Chromebook. When I look at it, because you have to go into developer mode on the Chromebook, correct? And then you have to enable I had to enable upload the extension AC8ARCron, whatever that is, that hack. And there's so many different versions out there. I didn't realize my Chromebook was 64-bit, so I had to do the 64-bit one.
Well, the simplest way to get that app is just to install one of the already released apps that Google released, like Vine. If you install the Vine
it would just work.
Yeah, it automatically puts it on there. But then when you launch one of these packages, it shows up as Vine. It's kind of interesting. But it launches the app. But when you finish closing it down, you'll see a Vine icon pin there. And so.
Yeah, no, I tried. I actually, did the Arcron and uploaded that extension, and then as Duke was talking about the Skype, and I never got it to work, and I tried the ones that were floating around, the internet, saying that this is one you could use, and they did not work for me. But what happens is when you do power off your Chromebook, those extensions go away. You have to redo the whole thing all over again,
right?
Which is not not good. So yes, it's a hack right now. Not ready for prime time, and I guess you're right. If you get the ones that have been established from Google, that they would work. I'm not too sure if you have to be on the developer channel to do that, but it's pretty easy to do enable the developer channel. It's not a big thing. So yeah, but my gripe is there's so much out there. You don't know what's the right way to do it, and it's a little bit confusing until they actually iron it out. It's going to be great though. It is really just going to, I don't know if they're killing the tablet by putting these guys out there, but it's going to be pretty nice.
Right. Well, that's going to be the part that really makes Chromebook shine, because now we have all the functionality of an Android tablet or Android phone on a Chromebook with the convenience and power of the Chromebook, and that almost does away with the need for a tablet, doesn't it? So now we go back to, okay, $400 Nexus 9? No, thank you. I'll stick with my little $300 Chromebook that does more than just what a tablet does.
And the funny thing is, you can get the APKs that are derivative from the phone or from the tablet, and they have different landscaping schemes on them too. So obviously you want to get the landscaping scheme for a tablet on your Chromebook because it's just so much better. But yes, it's going to be interesting to see what happens when this thing really takes off.
All right, man. Like I say, right now, it's hit and miss. Certain apps will halfway run. Certain apps run pretty good. Some of them won't run at all. But it does look promising that the framework that Google's put in place is going to make it fairly easy for developers to adapt their apps to the Chrome OS platform using this.
I'm sorry. And there's a website out there that has like a spreadsheet of all the apps that have been done and we
Yeah, search Reddit. There's several threads on Reddit, and yes, I do. I've got the spreadsheet, and yeah, it's looking promising. Looking promising. I think it's going to be awesome, and like I say, that's just one more reason to consider Chrome OS as your mobile.
Yep.
Operating your mobile. All right. Hey guys, let me do this right here. We are Tech and Coffee. You can check us out at techandcoffee.info. We are a daily hangout, and we'd love to have you join us on the techandcoffee.info site. You can, there's a link to the hangout. We've got some really simple rules. Just ask that you respect us, we'll respect you. And hey, come grab your favorite beverage and hang out with us. Let's talk tech. Hey, we got a Twitter and a Facebook channel. You can follow us at Tech and Coffee 1. You can catch all our videos on YouTube at Tech and Coffee. Hey, follow us on Google Plus, our favorite. So search Tech and Coffee. Look for that T and C logo. Hey, catch our podcast, this one and others, on Stitcher Radio and iTunes. Hey, questions, comments, snide remarks, AJ at techandcoffee.info. And check this out, guys. Hey, we're fixing to do an app line. Let us know what you think of the apps. Some lucky winner might be able to win some very, very cool Tech and Coffee swag. All right, man. With that said, guys, let's get on with the apps segment. And hey, Bruce, what do you got tonight, man?
All right, this is going to be a rerun on something I did a way back, but it's an app that I especially like when I'm traveling and I'm driving in the car, and this app is called HFT. It is hands-free texting. There's a free version, and then there's a paid version. What I like about this, it's really simple, and the picture that I'm going to show you right now is going to give you an idea. When you start this app on your phone, this is the screen you're going to get, and you'll be able to check notifications on. It comes off on silent, off on vibrate by default. But this top checkbox is the critical one. Read text when they are received. So when I'm driving and I'm on a trip, and I want to be able to be careful about distracted driving, I just check this on. And then if I ever want to turn that off, let's see if I can go ahead and get to the picture. When you swipe down on your Chrome device, to see your notifications and everything, one of the things you'll see is this one up here, HFT enabled. All you have to do to stop the automatic reading of your text is to swipe down in your notifications area and tap that, and that'll go away. But the way it's set up, a text comes in. It says you have a text. Do you want to save it, have it read, or delete it? I say read it. And then they read it out loud, and they say, do you want to reply? I say yes, and I speak it. Just as I'm driving down the road, never have to touch the phone, and it sends the reply. So I think it's a really good app. We were having some discussion about distracted driving, and HFT is an app that it seems to work better and better all the time. There is an option for you to make sure that if you want to use it with Bluetooth, that it'll work with Bluetooth as well. So I like that. HFT is my app of the week.
Very, very good, Bruce. I'll tell you what, Jeff, you're next, man. What do you got?
My app is called I Ain't Got Nothing app. And I Ain't Got Nothing app is I was learning some software this morning, so I don't have nothing. I have nothing. No app for me. I'm appless.
All right. Robert, what you got, man?
All right. Well, actually, my app tonight is not my app, but my wife's app. She has been after me for a few weeks about, you need to do this app, you need to do this app. And it's funny because this is the first app that my wife installed and used on her own of sorts, and she absolutely loves it. It's a simple thing called MediSafe. Let me share my screen because I can't share her phone, but I will share the screen. And basically what this is a pill reminder program. Now, my wife takes a couple of different pills, vitamins, and she has one for some blood pressure and, you know, that type of thing. But what would happen is she would forget. Did she take the medicine in the morning? Did she forget to take it? Did, you know, that type of thing. And, of course, it does all of that, which is great. And if you see the pictures here, it'll show you the pills, what pills you're supposed to take, what time you're supposed to take them. But what was really neat about this is that you can set up pills for additional people so that you can be reminded on your phone. In our case, we use them for our dogs. One of our puppy dogs all of a sudden started having some seizures, and you know, we needed to be reminded whether the dog had gotten its medication or not. So not only was this able to help Lisa keep track and remember to take her pills, but she could also keep track of the pills she was giving to the other dogs. She's required to give them pills at specific times of the day, and there's instructions that go with the pill that you have to remember to do. So it was really simple and easy to set up, and from that point on, she has never missed a dose of her medication or the puppy dog's medication. It works really, really well. So she highly recommends, she gives it 5 stars. It's called MediSafe, and it is free in the Google Play Store.
Very
Nice.
good. Looks like a handy app. I'll be checking that out, Robert.
Very handy.
By the way, I take Ramipril myself. All right, hey, real quick, I want to apologize to the viewing audience. The video refuses. Got a couple of messages telling us that, and it seems to be hung on Jeff's eyes, and for that I really apologize. You might want to just go ahead and swap right now to the audio version of this podcast. So, yeah, I apologize for that. Hey, real quick, guys. Doug Clement says with the potential of increase in more video and audio apps, such as Skype on Chrome OS, will 2 gigabytes of RAM be sufficient for a Chromebook in the future? And what do you think, Robert? Do you think that with all of these Android apps running on this Chrome OS that 2 gigs of RAM are enough?
Well, at the moment right now, most of the phones, you know, have 2 gigs of RAM or less for the apps that they're running. But of course, now we have to add the overhead of Chrome OS, which is not a whole lot, but still, that's more. I think for the moment it's okay. But if I was going to go buy a Chromebook right now, I would definitely look at the 4 gig model that you purchased, Duke. It's a little bit more expensive, but if you want to future-proof yourself, that extra couple gigs of RAM doesn't hurt, does it?
Oh, man, I'm telling you. Guys, I am in love with my Chromebook. Straight up, I am in love with it. All right, hey, man, real quick, my app is not an app. My app is a product, and the product is, first of all, let me go here. Let me give you some more of Jeff.
Just can't get enough of me, can you?
and I know that everybody's still seeing you. But anyway, hey, this is a product here that I came across on this Chinese site, Fastech, and it's a 3,800 mAh rechargeable external battery and case for the LG Nexus 5. Notice that price of $18.19. This has actually come down a few pennies since I purchased this about 18 days ago. Just let me say that I've had one order with Fastech that was a disaster, but everything else that I've ordered from this Chinese company has arrived from China to my door in right around 15 or 16 days. And this case is that. Now, like I say, I do have one nightmarish exception. on some e-cigarette stuff. But this right here was not a problem. I got it fast. What do I think of it? Well, just let me say this. Here is the device. Let me take the Nexus out off of it here just a second, and I'll try and show it to you. I know the light's off. I did that on purpose, thinking it might be a little bit better picture, but I'm starting to question that now. This thing is super lightweight, and it's cheap. Guys, it's cheap. It's a cheap plastic. It does seem to work okay, but you can see here that the Nexus, you just kind of drop this down in it, and it grabs on. And then to turn the external battery charger on, there's a button here that you probably can't see. I push that button. It's actually charged. And I just want to say, you know, if you're looking for a cheap external battery, this thing, it seems to work just fine. It's definitely extended the battery life of my Nexus. I will actually go about 2/3 of a day before it even starts showing that it's be 100% most of the day. And you know, I can probably get close to 2 days battery life without recharging this now. Of course, you can hook it to the Nexus. It's got a port down here to charge it. This is one thing that drives me crazy. It's got a little kickstand here so that I can prop this up. I cannot open this with just my thumb and thumbnail. I actually have to take my pocket knife and pry it open. Okay? It is not very well built, but it seems to work just fine. So that is the product that I am displaying this week, not an app, but it's this external battery. And, you know, if you look at external battery packs for the Nexus 5, and I've looked around eBay, this thing is under half price of a lot of them out there. You know, Leo Laporte's got this show called Before You Buy, and they what they do is they say, don't buy, try, or buy. My advice on this would be try. It definitely works, but it's cheap, and I'm not real sure how it's going to hold up over time. But for the moment, it's doing its thing, and that's what I've got for you this week, guys.
And just so you know, I'm share screening the Hangout, so you're not seeing me anymore, just whatever on the screen.
All right, thank you very much, Jeff. I appreciate that since it hung on you, and I apologize for that, guys. Hey, man. Hey, guys. We got you got anything you wanna cover before we call this thing episode 74?
I'm good.
I'm good to go.
All right. Hey, guys, really quick, come check us out at techandcoffee.info. Click on join the Hangout. Come hang out with us, man. Grab your favorite beverage. Hey, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Tech and Coffee 1. Our YouTube channel's Tech Coffee. Search for us on Google+. Look for that T and C logo. Check our podcast out on Stitcher Radio, iTunes, and all other favorite podcasts. Hey, questions, comments, snide remarks, and your favorite app, send it to AJ at techandcoffee.info. Hey, guys, have a great rest of the week. Peace out.